guys, it's Jazi. Welcome back to my channel, Elevate Your Energy. I know it's been a little minute. Life, I'm gonna just put it like that. Life has been happening, right? So today, instead of a tarot or oracle reading, which I do have my cards with me, I purposely took them, but this video right here is not gonna be any of that. This is a real life message that I'm giving, a perspective I'm offering, based on a newfound perspective I've gained from someone that I value. I value very much their knowledge and their wisdom, but I've also been experiencing. So this message is coming from a place of seeing it for myself play out and how it can hurt you. So topic for this message is basically about care, right? So all the stuff that's been happening recently in the world, it's been heavy. It's been heavy as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. And it's definitely, I'm gonna try not to also make this a very long video at all. I know I can go on a tangent on things, especially when I'm passionate about it, like stuff like this. However, I'm gonna do my best to keep it short for you. So basically, interesting. So basically, it's about care, right? Like I said, a lot of shit's been going on in the world, and it's brought me to a place where many of us we have to make changes. Things that we were once doing aren't working anymore. Be it mindsets, be it paradigms, be it diets, ways of eating, living, thinking, responding, reacting, whatever it is, right? All the things. Shit ain't working no more, right? And so I've come to a place where it's like really more so than ever, it's a now or never type of thing, where you either make the changes that you want to see, not only in your life, but in the life of those around you, or you get left the fuck behind, right? And, it's been really, shit's been heavy on me, I guess, in particular, because I observe more than I wish I did. I see and I pay attention more than I wish I did. And I'm regularly surrounded by, behavior and mindsets and paradigms and things that are not in alignment with my own. And so it's really got me in this place of, well, you can't change how other individuals respond to things. You cannot change what other people do with their time, what they do with their health, what they do with many things, right? It's not for us to change, right? So instead of me trying to change things, people, circumstances, situations, I do my best to encourage, right? And so I do encourage, right? So, but one thing that I'm understanding now, that I'm personally experiencing about care in particular, is there's a difference between care and love, right? So you can love people and love things and beauty and things around you, and what you see, what you observe, what you experience, you can love, because love is unconditional. Love doesn't have limits, right? Love is just that. It's love. It's everything. It's one of the highest frequencies of the universe, right? But care, on the other hand, is more so, it's like something you feel. You care about people in a sense of, like, I don't know. trying to figure out the best way to explain it right now while I'm in this moment, but I'm having a hard time really getting the words of what I'm trying to say with the care part. But what I'm saying is that when you care too much about people and more than they care about themselves, you hurt yourself in that same sense. So something that I'm learning the hard way is that I can't care about people more than they care about themselves, right? Just like other people can't care about me more than I care about myself. You only hurt yourself by doing that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you care about yourself and you love yourself, your behavior and the things you do, the changes you make support that, right? But on the flip side of that, when you care so much about other people because you love them, right? If they don't care about themselves to that same capacity that you do, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment, okay? And the reason being is because you cannot care for people more than they care about themselves. So if they don't care about themselves, they're not going to make the changes. They're not going to see, the potential you see in them. They're not going to see y'all perspectives are just going to be different. Okay? And the thing is that when people don't care about themselves the way you do, their behavior, their actions is not going to support that. And again, you set yourself up for disappointment because you know, just like they know, what needs to be done, what needs to be said, what needs to happen, what needs to change. But if they don't care about themselves in that same way, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna take those steps. Nothing changes. We've been taught that there's 365 days in a year, right? But this is another perspective I've recently come across. So we've been taught there's 365 days in the year, but can you name all those days? Can you name each day? So why is there 365 of them? Right? Somebody made that up. So I'm gonna give you another perspective. There are 7 days in a week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why? Again, made up. Somebody made this shit up and taught it to us. Time is all a progress tracker. It's just a mechanism to track progress, right? So really, in retrospect, when you really think about it though, there's only one day, and that's the present. That's today. So when you think about it, there's only one day. That's today, the current, the present, right? Yesterday already happened. Can't go back to it. Tomorrow, there's no guarantee you'll see it, right? So really, in all reality, there's really only one day that we can account for, and that's the current day, present day, right? That's why it's a gift, because yesterday is already gone, tomorrow isn't promised, so all we have is the now, right? So in that sense, in that same, on that same frequency, are conditioned to think these things and label, our experiences, label, our time in these days and all this stuff. But in reality, it's like none of that shit exists. So all it is past thinking that repeats itself over and over again in the present day. So it's like the bad habits or bad behaviors from yesterday are just repeated to the current day, right? Because we have memory. Our bodies are made of about 80-90% water, mainly water, at least 70% water, right? So water holds memory, right? So the point is that that's why, because water holds memory and our bodies are composed of mostly water, that's what we base our experiences off of, memory, right? So that means that when you have certain experiences that seem to keep happening over and over again, it's because of the memory you had about it. And so Every day is every day that you're able to wake up, that you're blessed enough to wake up and do something different. Every day that you're blessed enough for your heart to still be beating in your chest, okay, is another day, another opportunity for you to make a different choice. You don't have to think about yesterday. We just choose to, right? It's all a choice. You just choose to think about what I didn't do yesterday that I should have did. It's a choice to think back on that old behavior that we feel like it's so hard to break, because we're thinking we're using memory on what's already happened, what's already taken place. So if we stop doing that and look at the current day as a brand new opportunity to make a better choice, a better decision. I don't know why my nose is itching so much. I guess I really need to say this. If we look at the current present day as an opportunity to do better, to be better, to think better, because once you know better, you do better. And when you do better, you see better results, right? But we only keep seeing the same shit that perpetuates. Why? Because of the memory. Again, our bodies are composed of mostly water. Water holds memory. So that means that when you think back on, oh, well, I did this yesterday, you know, you're thinking back on, and it makes it hard to think a whole different thought, to think like, oh, I can do something different, because we're so fixated in strong-holding that memory that we don't need, right? That doesn't really benefit us at all. So my point is back to caring, right? When you care about things and people so much, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, okay? And I'm learning that firsthand on how, by my caring so much, how that fucks me up, how that drags my vibration down so much, because I can't make other people care about themselves more than they do for, you know, whatever given reason. We can, you know, pick a million reasons, you know, to do things, on why we do things, and that would be valid. It would be legit. However, until you do something different, you're not going to see anything different, and that's the point. You have to respond differently, act differently, make a different choice, even if it's just one, that shows yourself what you're capable of. And as you continue to do that, showing yourself what's possible, that's where you start opening the doors for everything else that you want. That's also possible, is because you made the decision to do something different. You made a choice that was different than previous choices that you've made, and it benefits you. It benefits you greatly because you chose a different option. You made a different choice that actually benefits you. And guess what? When you do that shit, your body responds. Your body responds. You know why? I'm gonna tell you. Your heart flutters. Your heart flutters. You might get butterflies in your stomach. You get tingles all over your body. Sometimes when I'll sit in front of the mirror, some I need to do more of, but when you take that time to sit in front of a mirror and literally tell yourself, hug yourself, and be like, I love you. I love you. Yeah, you made mistakes. So what? I love you. Certain things that I would say, that I affirm, it brings chills all over my body. And that's how I know that I'm doing the right thing. It's just uncomfortable. So it's like, you can make a different choice, and it's no guarantee it's going to be a comfortable choice. But the fact is you'll know based on how your body responds to it. Just because it's uncomfortable, it's just because it's something different. It doesn't mean it's bad. So I encourage and challenge you all, whoever watches this video, that you always have the option to do better. Every day you're blessed with a heartbeat is another opportunity for you to make a better choice for yourself. And guess what? When you do that, when you show the universe your effort, it draws other people that support it. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's your soul tribe, strangers, whatever. When you show the universe, I'm trying. I'm legit trying to do better. The universe brings you people that support you. They bring you opportunities. It brings you opportunities. It brings you the resources, the network, the team, the options, the opportunities, all the things, the money, whatever that you felt like you didn't have, by you just simply showing that I'm putting the effort. If you notice, people are more prone to help people who are trying to help themselves versus people that are just playing victim or just falling into old patterns because it's a habit. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are more willing to help you because you're helping yourself. So again, it goes back to the caring. When you care so much about people who aren't willing to help themselves, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. Period. And I'm sure some of you have learned that, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to not care about people, but you have to know, you have to have boundaries. That's where healthy boundaries comes in, on knowing how far to take your care, how far your care should go. Because there's a point where, you know, care is good. Care is healthy to have, but when the care is too much, when you take it too far and there's no boundaries on it, it becomes detrimental to you. And when that becomes detrimental to you, that's only becomes detrimental to those that are around you as well. Because everything that you do, everything you decide, everything that you're surrounded by, people you're surrounded by, they're affected. They're affected off top. So the point is gauge your care. Be mindful of how much you care. Pour your care into people that are trying to help themselves as well. Anybody, we all have our fucking sob stories. We all have, you know, our, you know, experiences and events that have happened that, you know, when you say it, it's like, damn, that fucking sucks. That I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? But understand, each of our story is unique to us. All of our stories are unique to that individual. There is something that specific person needed to learn on that journey as part of their soul contract. So understand that caring too much about people who don't care enough about themselves is only going to hurt you in the long run. It's only going to hurt you in the long run. You can't care about anybody more than they care about themselves, period. You could give all the resources, you could give all the support, you could give all the advice, all of the know-hows, all the to-dos and things like that, but it's not until someone cares about themselves enough to take the steps, one step at a time, one effort at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, to make the change, to do better. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. And then you feel like shit because, like, damn, you know, I keep trying to help you, but you don't care enough to take the advice. And the thing is like, there's a lot of people that pay good fucking money for advice through the experience and the learning and the teachings that and the wisdom that people have gained by paying other people for it, by spending their time and their energy absorbing this type of information. And so when you're blessed enough to receive that wisdom from someone else, it's kind of like, please do something with it. That's the best way you could pay me back, is by using it, letting it benefit you. I've avoided a lot of shit in my life, I feel, because I observe other people, because I see where other people have made mistakes. And that helped me to not make the same mistake, period. So I'm grateful for that, beyond grateful. It's teaching me a lot, but it's also teaching me that I can't fucking care so goddamn much to my detriment. I know how hard I've been working on myself. I know how many nights I've literally sat there and just cried, felt lost, felt incomplete, felt alone, felt misunderstood, felt fucking backstabbed and betrayed and let down and disappointed. Like, I felt all the feels, okay? Hurt to my fucking core. Like, I felt all that. I've allowed myself to sit in all that shit. So I can sit here and tell you that caring about other people who aren't willing to care about themselves does you no favors. It doesn't. If anything, what it does do is it creates resentment. It creates resentment for yourself and for other people. When people show you that they're ready to heal, they're ready to do better, they're ready to make changes, yes, support them if you can. Absolutely. On the flip side though, if people aren't ready, they're just not ready. They're just not ready. And you have to be okay with that as well. And that's where the care and the separation of the care comes in. Because when you care so fucking much, you ignore all the signs that are telling you this person ain't ready yet. If at all. They're not ready to do better. And that's okay. That's their journey. But that's where you have to decide that it's time to cut that care down some then. Because it's not benefiting me. You lose yourself and all your progress. When you care so much about other people, you end up losing yourself and caring about them so much. And then you start all the way fucking back over. I'm not willing to do that. Suffering is a choice. And I'm choosing to not, I don't have to suffer. And now that I know better, I'm doing better. So I'm sharing this video with y'all because, for one, it was on my heart today. Spirit was like, it's been a while. You need to share your wisdom. I've been getting that message for quite some time now, actually. And I've pulled cards for myself daily. So it's been in the cards. You know what I'm saying? So here I am, giving you guys not only things that I've been learning, but learning through my experience as well. So I have not only the knowledge, but the experience to back what the hell I'm telling you. And you can see for yourself as you live life, you'll see how caring too much can be to your detriment instead of your favor. And that's the thing. That's selfish. You goddamn right it's selfish. You know why? 444 on the screen. Because if you don't care about yourself enough to know when to cut, know when to have boundaries, nobody benefits. Nobody benefits when you're not at your best self because you chose to put yourself first. Being selfish, that's self-love. Self-love is not, that's how you become selfless, by being able to know when to do these things. And that's how people suffer, is by giving so much and not caring about themselves enough to where that becomes a bad habit. And then they fall into the trap. They fall to their detriment because they never learned how to love themselves enough. I'm not doing that anymore. I can't. Because I've watched my whole life and seen how that alone, giving so much out of my empty ass cup, how much that has failed me in a sense. How much it's hurt me. How much it's stifled my growth. How much resentment it's built up inside of me. All because we all have a choice. We all have a choice. And like I said, it's not to say don't care about people and don't love people, don't help people. No, I'm not saying that at all. Don't misunderstand and don't put words in my mouth. But what I am saying is there has to be boundaries. There has to be limits. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to keep giving a child money who keeps just losing it, are you? No, because they're not ready for that responsibility. It's cool. It's cool that you know that. But it's a matter of being aware, observing, and acknowledging what it is, and it is what the fuck it is, and making a different choice. And instead of handing them direct money, you say, you know what? I have money for you, but I'll hold it for you. So when you're responsible enough to hold it yourself, it'll be here for you. You see what I'm saying? So it's caring in a different way. It's loving in a different way, where you're not losing out either. You're not going to keep giving a child money that they keep losing. It's like, damn, now we both lost. You know what I'm saying? I lost because I gave it to you, and you lost it all together. So we both out. You know what I'm saying? So the point is that when you have those boundaries and learn where they need to be put based off of being observant and seeing shit for what it really is, then you learn not only how to discern better, but you teach others the same thing. That, you know what? This isn't working anymore. This doesn't benefit either of us. Me enabling you in that way doesn't help you grow. Sometimes when people have such soft cushions all the time, they get so comfortable to where when that shit's snatched up from under their ass, it's like, what the fuck happened? It's foreign. Because they don't know how to respond. And that's another setup. That doesn't benefit anybody. God, my nose is itching so bad. That doesn't benefit anybody. It's a setup. It's a setup for failure. It's a stifling of your growth, but other people's growth as well. So I'm gonna just wrap with this. It's perfectly fine to care. Just know your boundaries. Caring can get you stuck. Caring can make you fall back into old patterns, resentment, old beliefs, old paradigms that simply do not serve you. You always have a choice. You can love people unconditionally. But when you take out the care, it frees you from the resentment that builds when they don't, when people don't take your help, when they don't take your advice, when they don't care about themselves enough to do things differently or do things better. Removing that care frees you from that resentment. It frees you from falling back into, old paradigms, old traps of resentment and pain and anger and hurt and guilt and all these things that are low vibrational that keep you stuck and make you have to start your process all over. So removing the care doesn't mean you stop loving people. You love people you could love them to life, right? Instead of to death, love them to life. It's all good. But removing that care is where you free yourself from that falling into patterns and behaviors and habits and mindsets that don't benefit you. They keep you low vibrational, and guess what else? Guess what happens after that? Everything else responds to that. Everything else trickles down from there. It's all connected. It's all affected. So you have to be mindful of how much care you give. You could love people completely, because love, there's no limits to love. Love is unconditional, meaning that whatever people decide, you're not affected. So if people want to sit and mope around and not help themselves and just let their life go to shit, they can do that, and you can still love them. But when you remove that care, it frees you from the guilt and the resentment that comes with their choices. You no longer have to sit there and feel so, battle weary because you're watching people just like let their life go to shit. You don't have to feel bad about that anymore because you remove that care. That means that I love you with everything inside of me. But because removing the care, I no longer have to suffer with you. Your decisions are yours. And I no longer have to be, fall victim with you because of your choices. Especially when you're one who's doing work, who's trying to do better, who's taking the steps, making the efforts, right? This shit's not easy. It's not. But not everybody's there. Not everybody is gonna be there, and not everybody wants to be there. And that's totally fine. We're all on our journeys. We're all just here to experience each other. So it's not meant for everybody to always stay around in your life, because nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary. Literally, everything is temporary. So removing that care frees you from falling back into the pits of other people's choices, of other people's suffering. Especially when you've pulled yourself out, that care is only going to draw you back. Just saying. So anyways, happy, what's today? Happy Thursday. Happy every day. Happy today. If your heart is beating out your chest today, that's all that matters. Happy today. So, sun is shining. It's a beautiful last day. I have breath in my lungs. My nose is itching like crazy. I don't know why. Only started when I pushed record on this video. I swear. And it's been nonstop ever since. So obviously Spirit wanted me to get this out to you guys. So here it is. I hope that you could take something from it. Like I said, this is one of those perspectives where it's a take the meat, leave the bones. Okay? Take what you could use from it. If nothing at all resonates, it don't sound good, it don't make you feel like, that's a great way of looking at things. Cool. Chuck it. It's that simple, right? If you don't resonate with it, it doesn't, leave it, right? But if you do, then I'm glad it helped you a little bit. So I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Stay uplifted, stay inspired, inspire someone else. Tell someone outside of this phone that you love them, that you care about them. Tell them thank you. Just say thank you for existing. Thank you for being here. That's just simply having gratitude, because that shit is what matters. And I'm gonna do a whole nother video on gratitude. So anyways, I have a few plans for the channel that I might that I think I'm gonna start implementing here. That's not going to be tarot related at all, but it's again about the channel, elevating your energy, raising your vibration, especially with all the stuff happening in the world. We need it now more than ever. So like I said, I hope you guys are able to get something from this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you're not a current subby, I'm so grateful and appreciative. If you notice, I started my channel over, so my subby count is really low, which is fine. I have my count up just so you can authentically grow with me, period. So anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and until next time, howdy.